गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम बैक टू पैसा बोलता है। पैसा बोलता है में फिर से स्वागत है। आज हम हॉट टेक्स करेंगे जहां मेरा भाई मुझसे क्वेश्चंस पूछेगा, मैं उसका जवाब दूंगा और ये अंग्रेजी में रहेगा। अगर कुछ बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है तो मैं हिंदी में भी अनुवाद कर सकता हूँ। तो सुनिए न्यूज़पेपर्स क्या कहते हैं।
They're saying home sales have hit a sweet spot this festive
You're
season.
not reading the headlines correctly. Read.
Over 1 lakh.
No. You read the headline. Home sales to hit, not hits.
Okay, yaar. Home sales to hit sweet spot. The projects in premium luxury segments have a healthy traction. K-shaped recovery.
To hit means
It's going to.
It's hope.
Yes. Will hit.
It's not will hit.
Hopefully.
And Diwali is already here.
Yes. Day after tomorrow.
And the paper will definitely have a lot of advertisement from real estate people.
Correct.
And it is premium and luxury.
Yes.
So how many people in India make more than 3 lakhs a month?
The same argument that I had with one of my Instagram followers. He was arguing saying the property recovery. I said, very good. Tell me which is the size of property you're talking about. It says 1.5 crores above. I said, how many people can afford 1.5 crores above?
So today I spoke to somebody in Bombay and upper middle class guy, and he said, what is the house in he wants to buy a house in Chembur. So I said, what is the price of property? He said 2 crores. I said, do you want to put 2 crores in a property? He said no.
It's crazy. Hello, Tata. Goodbye, Winston. Anatomy of a takeover deal. So what is this? Anand pact signed Wednesday. Deal titling $750 million, inclusive of debt.
Okay. So there is some debt. So we do not know exactly yet how much they have paid. The papers say, the other deals papers say $100 to $125 million have been paid. Wistron is one of the biggest suppliers of iPhone and Apple products. But it's not able to keep up with Foxconn and another company which makes. So they have been selling out. Even they have been selling their company in Taiwan. So they had put up a plant in India, which is already manufacturing and supplying to Apple. This company is yet to make profits, but we'll get there. So the company Tatas have been talking about getting into electronics manufacturing.
Correct. Right.
So they already have
chip manufacturing also.
Yeah. So they are going by stages. So they had a company called Tata Electronics, which makes some small products for Tata's already, for Apple already from Krishnagiri in Tamil Nadu. So they are now buying this because they are going up the value chain. So what Tatas are now doing is, instead of setting it up from scratch, they are now buying existing guys and slowly getting into areas where you can employ labor and do it, where capital is not so much required. It is labor and they are building their internal expertise. So now they have built the they are trying to build it in contract manufacturing of phones, especially the higher end ones, like this Tata, like iPhone. There is also, they have recruited a guy from Intel, where they will do assembling and testing of semiconductors, which is also not a fab, which is one step higher than the fab, but that's where the core business is. That is, you test and assemble semiconductors, and it is the labor intensive and where it is possible to make some money. And once you successfully get into it, you backward integrate into building a chip from silicon. You cannot start with silicon and do the reverse. That's why when Vedanta announced a deal with Foxconn, I said this won't go through. 2 reasons. One, Vedanta doesn't have the money.
No.
2, Foxconn is not Foxconn himself is a contract manufacturer.
Correct.
So if you are tied up with Intel or AMD, I can understand. Or with some other Taiwanese company, I can understand. So this is the way to pivot into a business. They are making slow inroads. Once they learn and master how to manufacture this over 5-10 years, they will do backward integration.
Nice. Mutual funds increasing exposure to Zomato, Nykaa, Paytm, and other startups. Slowly over the last 4 quarters, analysis shows mutual funds are increasing the exposure to these new age companies.
These companies are making substantial profits. They are showing some profits. How do they show profits? By reducing the marketing expenditure.
So Zomato, why are they taking exposure into these companies? They're not making profits.
This is what I'm saying. No. And there was also a big article which says that why are mutual funds investing in IPOs? So this is away from the mandate. They are supposed to be value buyers, and there's no value in these companies. And we do not know when. See, this time Nykaa has shown 8 crores profits. The big, and Nykaa has gone away from purely online sales to offline sales. And now is saying that they will do the kind of fashions, which is their fastest growing business.
Fastest growing business, fashion.
But then you have to see what is happening. The world's largest retailer, which I discovered thanks to my niece and my wife, is Sephora.
Correct.
So whether I go to Dubai or Singapore, they want to first go to Sephora.
Yes.
In any mall.
Yes.
Now, Sephora has been trying for 10 years in India, doesn't make up. They can do anything. So they got off out of Arvind and tied up with Reliance. Reliance will grow Sephora like nobody's business. Yes. Lakme is already there with Hindustan Unilever. And Tatas are now trying to get back into cosmetics. Lakme was originally a Tata brand.
Correct.
So they are trying to get in. So how will Nykaa compete with
these behemoths?
No way. And Amazon is always there. And so is Flipkart. So, and Policy Bazaar is basically an insurance broker.
Correct.
PhonePe also wants a part of it.
Correct.
And insurance selling is a personal thing. You need to know the guy and trust him. And basically insurance is basically ripping off your customer.
Correct.
Especially in life insurance, which I spoke about yesterday.
Yes.
So basically you want to rip off the customer. So it's not a sustainable business.
Vedanta bondholders seek higher payout.
Yeah. Now Vedanta is in serious trouble. He has already pledged everything. There's nothing else for him to pledge. So he has to sell something. And he has bonds coming out for next 3 years. He has to redeem bonds for $8 billion.
Yes.
Remember what Howard Marks said. Companies don't go bankrupt because they are not profitable. Companies go bankrupt because
people are not willing to refinance.
Don't want to refinance it at the same rates. That's what is happening to Vedanta. He's trying to sell his steel business. Nobody wants his steel business.
I mean, they'll take it. They'll take it at a bigger discount.
No, JSW has flat said no because he has already enough debt.
Okay.
Tatas are not interested because they have enough in India already.
What about Mittal?
Mittal himself had to hand over his assets in Kazakhstan to the government.
Correct.
So,
USDFC will lend $553 million to Colombo West International Terminal Private Limited as the Sri Lankan port backed Adani Port SEZ. So
what basically the US government agency is doing is, the Hambuta port is with China. So they want to prop up a port in Colombo, which is not in Chinese.
Get your finger inside, yeah.
Which is not in Chinese control. And they can always, he's in debt.
Correct.
They can always follow this.
Correct. What do you think about this, Anand? The government has proposed, sending a proposal to Supreme Court saying to alleviate this problem of pollution in Delhi, they're going to do cloud seeding, and cloud seeding is always proven to be failure.
See, the Supreme Court has correctly said, what is happening is the stubble, the hay from which hay is made out.
Correct.
In South India, goes as feed for the cows.
Yes.
Even for our Goshala, we keep buying. And it's very expensive.
Correct.
Whereas the subtle there, nobody wants to buy. So they burn it.
Yes.
The subtle burning in the 4 North Indian states is causing the pollution. So instead of doing this,
tackling that,
and the farmers are a very powerful constituency.
Yes.
So you don't want to ban the
burning of
subtle.
Yes.
So if you stop burning, if you ban the burning of that, automatically all the problems will get sorted out.
Instead of trying to do something which is already proven to fail, cloud seeding.
Yeah, so he's basically what you have to do is ban burning of subtle.
Okay. Jhunjhunwala's company buys office space worth 739 crores.
He has a lot of money. They don't know what to do with it. Akasha and like Uncle Warren has shown, his cash pile has gone to $157 billion. And he's making $5 billion in interest every year by lending to the government. So Jhunjhunwala also, when the market is bullish, has a lot of money and he does not know what to do with it. That's the problem.
Shree Cement gets stronghold to boost as rivals focus elsewhere.
I don't know, boss. Cement is a commodity.
Commodity is. A lot of people have been asking Anand, why Anand doesn't talk about commodities, cement, sugar. You don't recommend EIT Perry because they say EIT Perry's P is very low.
See, the problem with the sugar is, नमस्कार, फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है। मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन। हैदराबाद में इवेंट अच्छा हुआ, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ। मैंने दुबई की टीम ने आइडिया बनाया कि अगली बार गल्फ में एक और इवेंट होल्ड करेंगे। इस बार का इवेंट 24 नवंबर को आखिरी शुक्रवार नवंबर महीने में 5:30 या 6 बजे कुवैत में होगा। जो भी मुझे कुवैत में मिलना चाहे वो नीचे के डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया गया मेल आईडी में अपना मेल भेजें या व्हाट्सएप में संपर्क करें रहे हैं, मेरी टीम उनको जरूर मदद करेगी। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, जय हिंद।